Because of the intersecting forces of globalization and climate change, crisis has become the new normal, and cities are caught in its crosshairs. Globally, we don't see a week that goes by that somewhere in the world there isn't some kind of disturbance, but not every disruption has to become a disaster. By building resilience, cities can shift the paradigm from one of disaster response and relief to one of prevention and returns.
The Rockefeller system, where you try to identify cities that can be a model for other cities and help other cities, is the right approach, I think. Not just helping the city itself to get better, but picking cities which will help other cities to get better. So you have a mutually reinforcing network of cities around the world.
A final winning group of 35 cities emerged. So 35 cities out of 330 quite strong applications. So I'd like to announce the cities. Accra, Ghana. With the addition of the cities just announced, 1/5 of the world's urban population, that's 700 million people, now lives in a city that's part of the 100 Resilient Cities Network. And we're not done yet. Next year, we'll announce the final group of cities to bring the total to 100. But for these cities just announced today, the work begins, and we can't wait to get started.
The summit today was very engaging. Often when we introduce a concept like resilience, particularly to people who haven't been thinking about it so much, the focus is fairly narrow on disasters. And so going into the day, I wasn't sure if we would be just having a discussion about disaster. It was really interesting to hear people talk about questions of social resilience.
Resilience have become an important and very much of a top priority for the mayors and local government officials that we work with, which is a great development. So only when cities adopt an integrated and holistic approach can they really and truly achieve resilience.
What I really liked was the focus, not just in terms of preparedness, that is extremely important, but also one of how do you recover and how do you thrive to be able to generate the opportunities that work for people and for communities even when disaster has not struck.
So I thought the summit was really exciting. We had an amazing diversity of people in the room, and to me it just underscored again the importance of bringing people together across different sectors. We see pockets of solutions and examples, and what we need is some mechanism where we can integrate all of this innovation, all of this energy, and get people working together on different types of collaborative platforms.
Well, we are struggling at the moment to make how cities in this particular context of the conference make them resilient. We need to ensure that the impacts can be properly understood, the adaptation measures can be taken, and most importantly, all these resilience aspects should be integrated into our development in future.
CSR 1.0 is you don't do any harm and you obey the law. 2.0 is you contribute money. 3.0 is you also have volunteers. What's 4.0? In my definition, CSR 4.0 is when you use a strategic capability of a company to work with a government, to work with a civil society partner, to change the trajectory of a problem right now.
Together, we can achieve the resilience dividend to improve the lives and the livelihoods of people in more cities around the world.